Councilmember Rogers.
Here.
Councilmember Kelly. Councilmember Isles.
Here.
Councilmember Geracaris.
Here.
Where is Councilmember Nusma? Is not here. But
He's not here right now? No. But I see that we have,
He's not.
so we have a quorum and are ready to do our work. But I do see that we have Councilmember Davis online, and so
Yep.
can we please have a vote for approval of virtual council member participation so that Councilmember Davis can participate online?
Mr. Chair, I move that we allow Councilmember Davis to participate online.
It was properly moved and seconded. Can we please take a roll call vote?
Sure. Councilmember Rogers.
Aye.
Councilmember Kelly. Councilmember Isles.
Aye.
Councilmember Geracaris.
Aye.
Councilmember Davis.
Aye. Oh, wait, I don't vote for myself. Sorry.
Good practice for the upcoming votes, though. So the ayes have it. And could we please add Councilmember Davis to the roll for the meeting?
Yes, indeed.
Great. Well, as we move to the next order of business, can someone please move M1, approval of the minutes of the regular Planning and Development Committee meeting of July 28th?
Mr. Chair, I would move item M1, approval of the minutes for the regular Planning and Development Committee meeting of July 28th, 2025.
I'll second.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Can we have a roll call vote on this?
Councilmember Kelly. Councilmember Isles.
Aye.
Councilmember Davis.
Aye.
Councilmember Rogers.
Aye.
Councilmember Geracaris.
Aye. The minutes have been approved, and we can move on to our next order of business, which is public comment. Today we have 4 people signed up for public comment, and each person will have 3 minutes of speaking time. And we'll start first with people who signed up in person to speak. And the first person on the list, and I always apologize if I mispronounce your names, but it looks like Deborah DeMano. You can come forward, please.
Thank you, members of the committee. My name is Deborah DeMano. I live at 711 Brown Avenue in Evanston, and I'm here representing myself, but also a number of neighbors on our block speaking in opposition to a short-term rental license application for 722 Brown. I've lived at Brown for almost 30 years, and there are people on the block who've lived here longer. We also have a number of new families moving in. I have infants in the last year born in the houses on either side of me. So we're a wonderful block. We're a stable block. We look out for one another. We throw great block parties. We have a group home for developmentally disabled adults on our block, so we're not opposed to different sorts of living, but we are opposed to a business being granted license to operate in our block. And that's what 722 Brown has been since early 2024. I was surprised to find out it's just getting a license now application. When her Airbnb rental reviews have been showing reviews since like March of 2024. And so we're concerned about the instability that this might bring to our block and the transient nature of people coming and going, whereas we look out for each other. We're also concerned about the fact that it's operated as a business without a license for almost 2 years. And we're concerned, I couldn't find anything in the city regulations that limit the number of single-family houses on a single block that can be short-term rentals. You have a regulation for number of units in a multi-unit building, but you don't have, that I could find and we couldn't find, a regulation about how many houses in a block can be short-term rental. So I think the city still doesn't have its act together on these short-term licenses, and we on the 700 block of Brown oppose this license at this time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next on our list is Joshua Huppert.
Hi, I'm Joshua Huppert. I live at 2630 Crawford. I'm here to speak against the application for a vacation rental at 3503 Central. We share an alley there. There's a funny little alley there that has 3 houses that have access by car to the alley. I'm the only one with a garage. And I've had problems off and on with people connected with 3503 Central who park in the alley. It is a weird alley, and from the street it looks like a driveway. And people who are new there or visiting or just staying there for a while, they park in the alley, which means I have no access to my garage. Maybe some signs could help with that, I'm not sure. But the other thing, when I looked at the application, it really seems, the ownership of this place seems pretty murky. It's owned by a corporation. According to the Secretary of State, the 2 managers of that corporation, one's in Kentucky and the other one is in Florida. I think the application just shows one address in Florida. It says there's an authorized agent, but that person has an address on Fulton Street in Chicago, so that doesn't seem very local to me. That's, if there's a problem with that house, I'm not sure some guy who has a contract to manage it who's downtown Chicago is going to do anything about it. And if somebody's blocking the alley, I'm not sure he's going to do anything about it. I think that, as far as I can tell, the rest of the applications that you're looking at this evening are houses owned by Evanston residents, actual people. And I think this is the only one by a corporation. And I think that that's too, they're insulating themselves from liability and kind of hiding who they are, but that's not good for a house in a neighborhood. My neighbor Patty Kent was planning to be here today, but she's ill, so she's not. She's the other one who has access to that alley, and I think her concern is the same, mainly about the parking in that alley. Thank you.
Thank you. Next on our list is Rita Heitzinger.
Hi, I live at 3429 Central, and I'm talking about 3503 Central. So it's 2 short doors to the west of me, and it's a modest neighborhood, quiet, and the houses are very close together. I did send an email about it. Like Josh said, I think a business operated out of Kentucky or Florida or whoever they are, we don't want that in our neighborhood. And, just the potential noise and action over there. We want the owner to either sell or rent it, as they have in the past. For the past couple of years, it's been rented. Thank you.
Thank you. Next on our list, we have Warren Silver.
Hi, I'm Warren Silver. I am the attorney for the applicant on 3503 Central, and I'm glad I'm able to clear up some of the mystery, and I'm more than happy to talk with Mr. Huppert and Ms. Hetzinger after the meeting if they'd like. My clients are Gautam and Mithilesh Sadir. They are son and mother, respectively, and they formed an LLC when they decided to rent this house out for longer-term rentals. It was bought by Gautam in 2018. At the time, his family was living in Wilmette, and they wanted a house nearby for their parents, for his parents, to come visit. And then shortly after that, COVID hit, and their parents ended up moving in with them for a little while, and they couldn't afford to just carry the house, and so they put it up for longer-term rental. Since then, Gautam's work has taken him to Florida. He had to move his family down there, but this area is still home to them. They had the house in Wilmette for quite a long time. It's very close to this house on Central. And they're here frequently to visit with extended family. A lot of their family still is here, as well as friends that they made in all their time here. And so he decided that he'd like the flexibility of a short-term rental arrangement so that when they were here, they could block out the couple of weeks or however long they could be here and come up with the family. And then when they weren't here, they didn't have to have the expense that they couldn't afford to carry the house. They knew that it was going to be difficult to manage a property from Florida, so they engaged Red Awning, which is a company that helps small property owners like the Sadiers manage their properties for short-term rental. Red Awning was recently acquired by Allset, which is another company doing the same kind of thing. They have over 100 listings in the Chicago area at the moment. They're very experienced in doing this. They help develop the rules and regulations that the prospective tenants have to agree to and follow. They screen applicants to make sure that the people applying to stay there haven't been problems before.
Thank you.
Okay.
And since you're representing the applicant, you'll have time later on to speak as well. So.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I was not aware of that. Okay. Thank you very much.
So, do we have any? Give someone a chance. It looks like we have no other people who want to make a public comment. So.
I'm sorry, I didn't use all of my time before, and I forgot to mention I have a letter signed by a number of the neighbors.
Oh, thank you. So that concludes public comment, and we will.
Could you take a picture of that and email it to me?
Sure. So Councilmember Davis will, Director Flax will be working on getting that. Yeah, we'll send it to all of us. So now we will move along to items for consideration. Could I have a motion in relation to item P1?
Mr. Chair, I would move item P1, a vacation rental license for 1132 Hartree Avenue.
I'll second.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Do we have any, first of all, do we have any representatives for 1132 Hartree Avenue here? Andrew, can you speak to that?
Andrew Senderoman, Building and Development Services Manager. Thank you, committee members. The owner wanted us to let you know that they can't be here tonight. One fact they did want you to know is that the owner's daughter lives at the property.
Okay. Thank you. Councilmember Kelly.
Thank you. The owner's daughter lives on the property?
Correct. There are multiple units on the property, and the owner's daughter lives in one of them.
Okay, thank you.
Councilmember Isles.
I'm going to renew my objection to dealing with this piecemeal. I think, can you remind me last time, did we agree 30 days and then we were going to stop putting these on the agenda until we've had a chance to work on the ordinance?
So I am not sure. We can talk with Council Ruggie as to whether it's possible to refuse to bring these. Under the current ordinance, they are allowed, and so we continue to bring them to P&D.
And Councilmember Isles, we did discuss bringing a resolution that as soon as we were done processing all of the ones we had sent out the letter, we would pause the program again. But I think it was decided that we would bring these until that time period ended.
Okay. Yeah, my objections to these are, they reduce our housing stock, and we're working really hard to increase our housing stock, and having these short-term, non-owner occupied rentals decreases that stock. It's good for the investor, but it's not good for our community. And so I look forward to when we can talk about that ordinance in this committee.
Councilmember Rogers.
I had a question.
Councilmember Davis was before me.
Councilmember Davis.
Corporate Counsel Ruggie, what date was that again? You said that until we considered all the previous applications, or there was like some deadline, there's some hard stop date. When is that?
Andrew, can you remind me when we sent the last letters?
So the last letters were sent in June. So as of now, we have begun to find those who are operating without a vacation rental license.
Okay, so I think we gave people in the letters 60 days, right?
That's correct.
Okay, so the 60 days, I believe, is about to expire at the end of this month then.
Okay, so that means
Oh,
that
it
the
already
next.
expired? Okay, so
Already
then,
has.
yeah, so we just need to.
So this is the last round then, basically.
So there is nothing in the ordinance, nor that was decided before, that applications cannot be submitted. What was given in that letter was that there would be additional fines if they did not get licensed within that time frame. So they are continuing to apply, but at this point, if they don't have a vacation rental license, they are being fined for it.
Yeah, and Andrew, I think perhaps you weren't here, but we had this discussion previously, and council said that when we were done with that period of allowing the 60 days for the last letters to go out, we would bring a resolution to pause enforcement until we can have that discussion. I believe there's a referral for that, but I'll check with staff and make sure that referral's in so we can bring that.
Councilmember Rogers.
I think that kind of cleared up some of the questions I was going to ask, was that my understanding was mid-August was roughly the time for the end. So Council Ruggie, we need a referral in order to put a pause on issuing licenses. And I know there's a referral that has been in for a while. Can anyone give me an update on where that stands?
So there is a referral to ban non-owner occupied vacation rentals. There is a discussion that's set to go before HCDC in October.
So not until October.
That's correct. And Councilmember Geracaris can correct me if I'm wrong on that, but it is October, I believe.
So Council Ruggie, what do we do in the meantime? If someone applied on if someone applies today, it's after the 60 days from the letter that they got.
So currently, there's no moratorium officially, so my suggestion would be to put in a referral for a moratorium for the next P&D.
So that would not have to go through a referral process or anything like
Oh,
that.
put in a referral to go through the referrals
Which isn't
meeting.
going to get us any earlier than October anyway, which means we just have a 2-month
No,
period.
it could go on September 8th and then be on the agenda for September 8th as well.
So, I'm sorry. I'm sitting over here by myself. I can't.
The referrals meeting is on the 8th, if I'm correct, and that means it could be going to City Council on the next September council meeting.
Yeah, September 8th referrals, September 8th P&D, September 8th council. We have
So we
done
could
it
put
that way.
something as a referral that will also be heard that very night, all the way through the process.
That's correct. It has been done before.
Okay. All right. Then I'll talk to some council members afterwards about a referral. But I want it to be a quick turn referral. I don't want this to be a year, because we took a year before and did nothing. And so it's going to have to be a fairly quick turn on this
Matt,
as
if
well.
I could make a recommendation, can we tie the moratorium to the referral that's currently in place for the like modifying the short-term rentals, so while we're debating it,
Well, but
the one that's already in play?
we just heard that that's not coming till October to
To HCDC in October. And
so it seems like our referral is more quick this way to put a temporary moratorium on it until that can be resolved in October, which is again roughly within the 60 days that I'm thinking that we would want to put a hold on things. All right, I don't think we need to negotiate it anymore. I'll talk to council members afterward. I just wasn't aware that we could do a referral all the way through in one night.
Councilmember Kelly.
Thank you. So do we know how many are up to now, up to the 60 days that we gave folks to? Do we have any idea how many more we can expect?
How many have applied up to this point? I
Yes.
can look up that number for you. I don't have it right now in front of me, but I can look it up. for you.
Dozens more? Do we have a ballpark?
There are not dozens more, no,
Like
but I
a
can get a
handful?
number for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in the case of this particular one, because I understand it is, I do think, I'm not an opponent to vacation rentals if they're owner occupied, or if, the resident lives right next door. I think that this can be a means of providing affordability to live in Evanston. It's also a beautiful way to showcase Evanston. So with this particular one, I will support this one because the owner lives there. So that is a policy I would like to see, to know that the owners live either right on site or adjacent in proximity. So thank you.
Okay, seeing no further lights or hands raised, can we take a roll call vote?
Councilmember Kelly,
Aye.
Councilmember Isles,
Yes.
Councilmember Davis,
Aye.
Councilmember Rogers,
Aye.
and Councilmember Geracaris.
Aye. So that license was granted, and we'll move on to item P2.
I would move item P2, a vacation rental license for 722 Seward Street.
Do we have a second? Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded. Is there anyone here in the chambers willing to speak? Please come forward to the podium.
Hello, my name's Carrie Corcoran, and I'm the owner of 722 Seward.
Okay. And do you have a presentation or want to tell us a little bit about the application and the circumstances around the property?
Absolutely. So I bought 722 Seward in 2015. It's a 2-flat. I lived in the bottom unit, and my mother-in-law lived in the top unit. We moved out in 2023, and we are seeking a short-term vacation rental license.
Okay. One thing so this is in the 9th Ward, so, I have not heard any negative neighbor feedback about the property. It looks like you have one long-term renter?
Yes, we have a long-term
Long-term
tenant
rental,
upstairs and seeking short-term
And
for
then
downstairs.
the other thing I thought was interesting is your minimum stay, have set at 14 days. Did I read that correctly in the application?
If that's what it says, that was a mistake.
Okay.
It's not 14 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was 11:32? Okay. So, we have Councilmember Kelly.
Thank you. And that's great to hear there haven't been any complaints. I'm sure it's a lovely vacation rental. I just, on principle, I really feel strongly that to have non-owner occupied, that the residents live in town. So I don't, as much as I think if we start picking and choosing which ones have, are maintaining them well or not versus, and weighing in a lot of variables, this won't go forward. And I think the way we're all hoping to see our vacation rentals move forward in a way that will provide more housing as well as having the owners either on the premises or nearby. So although I'm sure you are, like I say, providing a great one, I just, principle, I can't support. But thank you.
Thank you.
And could you share where you currently live?
I live in Libertyville.
Okay, Libertyville, okay. Councilmember Isles.
I'm going to be voting for 2 of these and not the other 2, and I just kind of want to clarify why. You don't have any complaints. You've followed the rules. I don't like these rentals, but I'm going to vote for it because that's the current rule system. The ones that have complaints, that's one of the 4 standards that we can apply, and I can vote no on those. So that's why, if there's some confusion, there'll be 2 I vote yes on and 2 I vote no on.
Thank you.
Okay, and I'll just share, that's very similar to Councilmember Isles' thinking on this. Like, as much as I'm not a huge fan, currently the way the standards are, I think your application does meet the standards currently. We're going to have a pretty in-depth discussion on I think we all have very similar feelings about nice properties being taken off the rental market, but and we'll get to a point where we find what the new standard is, but for now I'll be voting yes.
Thank you.
And we can take a vote.
Councilmember Kelly.
No.
Councilmember Isles.
Yes.
Councilmember Davis.
Yes.
Councilmember Rogers.
Yes.
Councilmember Geracaris.
Aye. So the ayes have it, and the vacation rental license has been approved. We will now move along to 3503 Central Street. Can I have a motion for P3, please?
Mr. Chair, I would move item P3, a vacation rental license for 3503 Central Street.
And Councilmember Isles seconds. Can we, Mr. Silver, you had more to share before, if you can continue your presentation.
And I think that I covered most of what I wanted to say. I think, though, it bears emphasizing that this is the Sauter family's way to maintain a stake in this area that they love so dearly, even though they've had to move to Florida, and to do so in a way that they can afford to, where they can come and visit with some degree of frequency and be able to afford it more readily than having to book a hotel every time. Or, if they had a tenant, then wouldn't have that flexibility to stay there. And so it's not like an investor-operated Airbnb, nor do they intend to operate it that way. This is their way of staying connected to the community. And because of that, it's important to them that this works for the community. I heard the concerns about the alley. I will relay those. And I'm more than happy to stay and speak further with the people who came to testify. We want this to work out, and we're more than happy to adopt whatever rules we can fine-tune to make this a good experience for everyone around, as well as for the tenants. And I'm certainly happy to take questions if commissioners have any.
I don't see any lights. Oh, Councilmember Kelly.
I just want to say again, I completely respect the intention here and that they want to stay connected. So I just want to say that, and I understand it, but I feel like just have to draw the line in terms of whether the owner lives in Evanston or not. But I completely respect that, and I'm happy that they love Evanston so much and want to have a place to return to often.
Question from Mr. Silver. I know in the past we've had some vacation rental licenses where, there was a family who came back in the summer for extended periods of time, and so currently the family, how often are they actually in Evanston? And has that been, and if you can just fill us in on like their just overall broad view of their comings and goings, and what percentage of time is this actually been operating as a short-term rental versus them coming and staying?
So my understanding is that it hasn't been, that he wanted to do it right. And he had been operating it as a long-term rental since COVID, basically. That he had bought it in 2018 intending for it to be for family occupancy. He was living in Wilmette at the time, and his parents were here, for extended stays like that. But then when he got transferred to Florida, he couldn't maintain houses all over the place here. Wanted to keep this one so that he'd have a place to come back to. I don't know exactly, he couldn't be here because, this wasn't a time at work where he could get away and come up. As he characterized it to me, he has a lot of extended family here, and he's got a lot of friends here from his time. And he expects to be here frequently, and has been here frequently, and wants to continue doing that in a way that's more economical, frankly.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Councilmember Rogers.
I have a question for staff. Have we received complaints on this property? Have they been called in through 311 or what any other process?
No, we have not.
Okay.
Councilmember Isles.
We had 2 from the city clerk about this property by email.
But my question was, over time, over the past year or so, have we received complaints, not necessarily once this process began, but?
You're referring to like property maintenance violations, not to ones who wanted to make comment in opposition to it?
Correct.
Yes. No, we have not received complaints of that form. Thank you.
Okay. Looks like we are ready to do a vote.
Councilmember Kelly. Councilmember Isles.
No.
Councilmember Davis.
No.
Councilmember Rogers.
Aye.
Councilmember Geracaris.
Aye. The noes have it, so that one was denied. We will move along to item P4.
Mr. Chair, I would move item P4, vacation rental license for 722 Brown Avenue.
Seconded by Councilmember Isles. Is there anyone here representing the owners of 722 Brown Avenue? Okay. Staff, have you received any materials from the applicant outside of the application that we have in our packets?
No, we have not.
Okay. So, any discussion? Councilmember Rogers.
I'll just say that, Ms. DeMano, when you said the city doesn't have its act together yet on these, I fully agree with you, which is something that we're going to hopefully try to remedy in very short order here.
Okay, seeing no further discussion, can we please take a roll?
I'm sorry, one quick question.
Sure.
Have we received any complaints on this property over the time, not for their application, but over their operation times?
No, we have not.
All right, thank you.
Councilmember Kelly. Councilmember Isles.
No.
Councilmember Davis.
Sorry, this is for 722 Brown, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, no.
Councilmember Rogers.
Aye.
Councilmember Geracaris.
Aye. So the noes have it, and that license has been denied. So we will be moving on to item P5. Can I have a motion, please?
Mr. Chair, I would move item P5 and ordinance 53025, a text amendment to the plan development threshold process.
Second.
And,
Periel did. I think Periel did. Was it you or? Oh, sorry.
okay, so Councilmember Kelly has seconded. Any discussion on the text amendment? Councilmember Rogers.
I've put this in, this went through Land Use Commission. This really is kind of codifying a process that had been in place, but current staff did not feel comfortable with the interpretation that had been used, and so we just put it through to codify the process, to make it clear. It may change, it may not change when we get to a new zoning ordinance, but at least in the interim period, anybody who's begun the process will be moving forward under the old interpretation.
Great. Thanks for the clarification for everyone who's following along. Clarification from staff. Do we need, since we should suspend rules to introduce and take action here, or at council? Okay.
Yeah, that would happen at council.
Okay, so we will do that at council. So we can just move forward. Do we have any questions from the rest of the, okay. We can take a vote.
Councilmember Kelly? Councilmember Isles?
Aye.
Councilmember Davis?
Aye.
Councilmember Rogers?
Aye.
Councilmember Geracaris?
Aye.
5-0.
The ayes have it, so we will be moving this to council, and we will suspend the rules there. Seeing no further business, we are adjourned, and let's start back here at, what was the stated start time?
It's 6:23.